Hyun-Soo stood on the observation deck of the Daejin space colony, his eyes scanning the stars beyond the glass. The human colony stretched out below him, a network of shining domes and metallic structures that reflected the faint light of distant suns. It had always amazed him how humans could build such places at the edge of the galaxy, far from the protection of Earth. Despite the colony's technological simplicity compared to the Galaxy Empire, Hyun-Soo felt a quiet pride. Humanity had always found a way. Hae-jin entered the observation deck, holding a tablet that displayed the latest reports from their sensors. She was focused and calm, her dark hair tied neatly, her eyes reflecting the data on the screen. "Hyun-Soo," she said, approaching him, "we've detected unusual movements from the Empire's fleet near the Orion sector. They're sending ships in patterns we haven't seen before." Hyun-Soo leaned closer, examining the holographic map she projected. Red dots moved in calculated formations, fast and precise. "They think they are coming for us," he said, a small smile crossing his face. "They have no idea what humans can do." Hae-jin raised an eyebrow. "You think they are underestimating us again?" "Always," Hyun-Soo replied. "That's their mistake." The warning came shortly after. A transmission from the Galaxy Empire appeared on every communication channel in Daejin. The message was formal, cold, and brimming with arrogance. They declared war on humanity, confident that their superior technology would crush these humans like insects. Citizens gathered to watch the broadcast, some trembling with fear, others laughing nervously at what seemed like a joke. Hyun-Soo and Hae-jin exchanged a knowing look. The Galaxy Empire had never fought humans seriously before. They believed humanity could not survive against their warships and weaponry. But humans had something the Empire often ignored: adaptability and cleverness. In the following days, Daejin's leaders called emergency meetings. Hyun-Soo and Hae-jin were present, along with other key figures: Jun-ho, the fleet commander; Miran, the intelligence officer; Dong-hyun, the weapons engineer; and Soo-yun, the tactical strategist. Each had a role to play in preparing the colony for the Empire's attack. Jun-ho stood at the front of the room, speaking with authority. "The Empire believes they can destroy us in one strike," he said. "They don't know that humans can think faster than machines. We'll use every advantage we have, and they will not see it coming." Miran leaned forward, her fingers flying across her holographic interface. "I've been intercepting their communications. They're overconfident, and that is good for us. We can predict some of their moves, but we must remain unpredictable in our own tactics." Soo-yun nodded. "We will create traps and decoys. We'll make them think they are winning while we prepare our countermeasures." Hyun-Soo felt a thrill of excitement. Humans were never meant to be passive in the face of danger. Every warship, every defensive system, every idea could make the difference between survival and annihilation. And humans thrived on the challenge. Meanwhile, Hae-jin was busy in her lab, working on alien technology that had been salvaged from previous encounters with the Empire. She studied the energy patterns, reverse-engineered components, and began to develop new systems that could give human ships an unexpected edge. Her research was meticulous, and she often stayed awake through the long nights, driven by determination and the thought that the survival of humanity depended on her work. Hyun-Soo, too, was preparing. He spent hours training in the simulator, practicing maneuvers that were unconventional, impossible for most pilots, but instinctively human in creativity. He worked on quick thinking, anticipating what the Empire would do and responding with actions that machines and rigid command structures could not predict. His squadmates watched him with admiration and sometimes disbelief, unable to understand the depth of his improvisation until it was too late for their enemies. The first signs of the Empire's fleet drew near. Citizens of Daejin could see the distant flashes of warships cutting through the blackness of space. Panic spread among the untrained civilians, but the colony's defenders remained calm. They had a plan, and each human involved knew their part. Miran coordinated communication networks, sending false signals to confuse the incoming fleet. Su-Yun mapped out strategic positions around the colony where humans could ambush the enemy. Dong-hyun completed the final tests on new weapons, making small but effective modifications to human ships that gave them the ability to strike unexpectedly. Hyun-Soo took his place in the command center, staring at the main display. The Empire fleet was approaching, and he felt the familiar adrenaline of battle coursing through him. Beside him, Hae-jin monitored energy shields and weapons systems. "We can do this," she said softly. Hyun-Soo nodded. "We have to. Humanity isn't just going to sit and wait to be destroyed." As the first Empire ships entered human-controlled space, the humans executed their plan. They used asteroid fields to hide their ships, lured enemy vessels into traps, and employed surprise attacks that caught the Empire completely off guard. Despite the technological superiority of the Empire, their rigid command structure and underestimation of human tactics became their weakness. Every maneuver, every trap, every clever use of technology worked perfectly. The Empire lost ships, and confusion spread through their ranks. Human defenders adapted quickly, changing tactics on the fly, exploiting every mistake made by the arrogant invaders. Hyun-Soo piloted his ship with precision, weaving through the chaos and striking at the most critical points. Hae-jin directed energy pulses to disable enemy systems at key moments. Miran spread false communications that led the Empire into deadly ambushes. Su-Yun's strategies ensured that humans could move from defense to offense seamlessly, turning the tide of the engagement. Dong-hyun's weapon modifications allowed small human ships to punch far above their expected capacity, shocking the enemy fleet. By the end of the engagement, the Galaxy Empire had suffered unexpected losses. The humans called it target practice, a term that reflected both their confidence and their humor in the face of danger. The Empire retreated, unwilling to risk further casualties, and for the first time, they understood that humanity was not to be underestimated. Back in Daejin, the defenders celebrated quietly. They knew this was only the beginning. The Galaxy Empire would return, and humanity would need to remain vigilant, clever, and united. But for now, they had shown the first proof that humans could survive, fight, and even triumph against a civilization that believed them weak. Hyun-Soo looked out at the stars again, a calm determination in his eyes. Hae-jin stood beside him, smiling faintly. "We've made them realize something today," she said. Hyun-Soo nodded. "Yes. Humans are not easy targets. They should remember that." The stars twinkled silently above the colony, holding the promise of future battles, challenges, and victories. And humanity was ready for all of them. The Galaxy Empire's fleet moved with confidence through the void of space, their enormous warships glinting in the distant starlight. They had heard the rumors about humans, but arrogance ran deep in their ranks. They believed the humans would be an easy target, a minor annoyance in the grand scheme of galactic conquest. Junho stood on the bridge of the human fleet's command ship, his eyes scanning the approaching Empire vessels. His fingers tapped a rhythm on the console, a silent signal to the fleet officers. "They think they know us," he said softly, more to himself than to anyone else. "But humans are never predictable." Miran was at her station nearby, working through the Empire's communications network. Lines of alien code scrolled across her screens. "I've been intercepting their messages," she said, excitement in her voice. "They're confident. They don't know we've already studied their strategies. We can use this." Junho nodded. "We will. Today, they will learn the cost of underestimating humanity." The first strike came near the human mining colony of Gwangmu, a remote outpost rich with valuable minerals. The Empire expected resistance to be minimal, but the humans had prepared traps and hidden weapons in the asteroid belts that surrounded the colony. Hyun-Soo led the initial defense, piloting a sleek interceptor ship. He weaved between asteroids, dodging laser fire while targeting the enemy's weak points. His crew followed his lead, their ships small but nimble compared to the massive Empire warships. Heijin monitored energy flows, adjusting shields and redirecting power to critical systems at key moments. "They're advancing faster than expected," she said, her voice calm but intense. "We need to slow them down." Miran hacked the Empire's communications, sending false commands and creating confusion among their ranks. "They won't know who to listen to," she said. "By the time they realize, it will be too late." The Empire's ships pressed forward, confident in their superiority. They had weapons designed to destroy planets, shields that were almost impenetrable, and fleets that could crush entire systems. Yet, human ingenuity was their undoing. Each trap, each unexpected maneuver, exploited the smallest flaw in the Empire's tactics. Su Yun, stationed on a satellite command post, coordinated the human forces with precision. She used asteroid fields, abandoned satellites, and even debris from previous skirmishes to set ambushes. "Remember," she said over the comms, "this is not about matching them ship for ship. It's about thinking faster, acting smarter." The battle unfolded with astonishing results. Small human ships darted in and out of enemy formations, striking at weak points and disappearing before the Empire could retaliate. Laser beams ricocheted off asteroids, creating chaos among the attackers. Traps detonated at critical moments, taking out multiple Empire ships at once. Hyun-Soo fired his weapons with deadly accuracy, hitting the engines of a massive cruiser and sending it spinning into a nearby asteroid. Heijin's shields absorbed and redirected the most dangerous attacks, keeping their fleet intact. Miran's hacks caused a chain reaction of confusion, as Empire captains received contradictory orders. Su Yun's strategy ensured that humans could attack from unexpected angles, maximizing the damage with minimal losses. Dong Hyun had modified smaller human ships with special energy disruptors, which exploited flaws in the Empire's shields. His inventions allowed human fighters to punch far above their weight. "These little tweaks will make a big difference," he said, watching as his systems disabled several of the enemy's warships. The battle raged for hours. Despite the Empire's superior numbers and technology, they could not adapt quickly enough to the humans' unpredictable tactics. Ships that were supposed to be unstoppable were torn apart by clever maneuvers, improvised weapons, and quick thinking. As the sun set over the distant planets, the first strike ended. The Empire had lost several ships and retreated, their arrogance replaced with confusion and fear. Humans had called the battle target practice, but the result was far more significant. They had shown that the Galaxy Empire's strength was not absolute and that human ingenuity could outmatch even the most advanced technology. Back at the Gwangmu colony, citizens watched the stars, relief and pride mixing in their expressions. They knew this was only the beginning, but the taste of victory was sweet. Jun-Ho and Hyun-Soo walked among the colony's defenders, offering words of encouragement and reassurance. "They won't expect this again," Jun-Ho said. "We've shown them that humans are not easy targets." Hyun-Soo smiled, looking up at the stars. "And we will keep proving it every time they come. They may have numbers and technology, but humans have creativity and determination. That is our greatest weapon." Heijin joined them, holding a tablet that displayed the remaining threats. "We need to prepare for the next wave," she said. "They will come again, and we must be ready." Miran, Dong Hyun, and Su Yun gathered around, each contributing to the planning and preparation. The human team worked tirelessly, driven by the knowledge that their survival depended on constant adaptation and clever strategy. The first victory had boosted morale, but the real challenge was still ahead. As night fell over the colony, Hyun-Soo and Heijin stood on a balcony, looking out at the dark expanse of space. "They thought they could intimidate us," Heijin said. "They were wrong." Hyun-Soo nodded. "And they will continue to be wrong. Humanity will never be easy to defeat. We will keep fighting, and we will keep winning." The stars sparkled silently above them, witnessing the determination of humanity. The Galaxy Empire had declared war, but humans had turned the first strike into a lesson they would never forget. And in the hearts of the human defenders, there was a quiet confidence. No matter the challenge, humanity would rise, adapt, and prevail. The aftermath of the first battle left humanity both relieved and vigilant. The humans knew the Galaxy Empire would not retreat for long. They would return with greater numbers, smarter strategies, and perhaps even new weapons. Dong Hyun, the weapons engineer, worked tirelessly in his lab, studying the remains of destroyed Empire ships, analyzing their weaknesses, and improving human ship technology. He tested new energy disruptors, modified shield generators, and even experimented with stealth systems that could hide ships in asteroid fields. Su-Yun gathered the fleet officers in the command room, her face serious. "We can't wait for the Empire to come to us again. We need to take the fight to them before they organize another attack. They will be expecting us to defend, but we can surprise them." Jun-Ho nodded, understanding her strategy. "We can lure part of their fleet into the asteroid belt near the Draker system. It's tight and dangerous, perfect for ambushes. Humans can maneuver where their large ships cannot." Hyun-Soo prepared for the mission, checking his interceptor ship, while Hae-Jin adjusted energy shields and weapon systems. "This will be risky," she warned. "But if we succeed, it will cripple part of their fleet and give us a huge advantage." Miran worked to intercept Empire communications. "I've planted false coordinates and fake fleet movements," she said. "When they respond, they'll move exactly where we want them." The humans launched their counterattack carefully, using speed and precision to avoid unnecessary losses. Hyun-Soo led the vanguard, weaving through asteroids, dodging energy blasts, and striking at vulnerable points in the enemy's formation. Dong Hyun's new weapons worked perfectly, disabling shields and engines, creating chaos among the Empire ranks. Su-Yun directed the fleet from the command center, coordinating attacks and retreats, ensuring every human ship was positioned for maximum effect. Hae-Jin monitored the energy flows, quickly repairing any damage and keeping ships in the fight longer than the Empire expected. Miran's cyber attacks continued to confuse and misdirect the enemy, turning their own commands against them. The Empire fleet, caught off guard by the ambush, struggled to regroup. Their large ships were limited in maneuverability, and the humans exploited this perfectly. Hyun-Soo and his team darted through the gaps, striking swiftly and disappearing into the asteroid shadows. Several massive warships were disabled or destroyed, their crews thrown into panic. Dong Hyun's innovations proved decisive. His energy disruptors overloaded key systems, shutting down weapons and navigation controls. Shields failed at critical moments, leaving the Empire ships exposed to concentrated fire. The humans' small but agile ships became deadly predators, attacking in unpredictable patterns that no machine could anticipate. Despite the Empire's superior numbers, human tactics dominated. They used every advantage the asteroid belt offered, hiding behind rocks, using debris as cover, and setting traps that detonated with perfect timing. Every strike was calculated, every move deliberate, but the creativity and adaptability of human pilots made them appear spontaneous and unstoppable. The battle lasted for hours. The Galaxy Empire's fleet was reduced, its morale shaken, and its command disrupted. The humans, though exhausted, had suffered only minor losses. They had turned the tables, demonstrating that ingenuity and cleverness could overcome raw power. After the battle, the humans regrouped at a hidden station. Su-Yun outlined the results to the fleet. "We've achieved what many thought impossible. We've shown that humans can take the fight to the Empire and win. But we must not grow complacent. They will adapt, and we must be ready to adapt faster." Hyun-Soo leaned back in his chair, looking at the stars through the viewport. "Every time they attack, we learn something. Every time we fight, we grow stronger. The Empire underestimates us, and that is their greatest mistake." Hae-Jin smiled, holding a tablet with reports from Dong Hyun's latest experiments. "We are not just defending ourselves," she said. "We are learning and improving with every encounter. Their technology is advanced, but our creativity is limitless." Miran added, "And our coordination makes us stronger. Each of us has a role, and together we are a force they cannot predict." The humans knew that the war was far from over, but this victory gave them confidence. They had proven that even against a superior enemy, clever tactics, adaptability, and human ingenuity could achieve the impossible. Every pilot, engineer, and strategist contributed to the effort, turning a desperate fight into a story of triumph. As Hyun-Soo prepared for another patrol, he thought about the battles to come. The Galaxy Empire was vast, powerful, and relentless, but humans had something no machine or alien strategy could replicate: the ability to think creatively, to act boldly, and to unite in ways that defied expectation. Hae-jin joined him, checking the status of his ship and weapons. "We will face them again," she said quietly. Hyun-Soo nodded, determination in his eyes. "And when we do, they will learn again why humans are never easy targets. We will turn every challenge into an opportunity. That is our strength." The stars stretched endlessly before them, silent witnesses to humanity's defiance and ingenuity. The humans of the Milky Way were ready for the battles ahead, prepared to strike back with speed, cunning, and courage. They had turned defense into offense, weakness into strength, and the Galaxy Empire would remember their lesson for a long time to come. The Galaxy Empire had begun to realize that humans were far more dangerous than they had ever imagined. Their advisors reported repeated failures, unexpected losses, and an enemy that refused to act predictably. They had underestimated human creativity, adaptability, and courage, and now they were preparing a massive fleet to crush the humans once and for all. Meanwhile, in the human command center aboard the Daejin flagship, Min-suk, an elite pilot, prepared for a daring mission. He would lead a squadron deep into enemy territory, striking at vital Empire installations. Ga, a diplomat-turned-combat officer, coordinated logistics and strategy for the mission, her experience with negotiations giving her insight into predicting the Empire's responses. Soo-yeon briefed the team. "We will conduct a series of hit-and-run attacks. Speed and precision are our best weapons. We strike, then disappear before they can regroup. The Empire will not expect humans to attack so boldly." Hyun-Soo, Hae-jin, and the rest of the team worked to prepare the ships. Dong-hyun checked every weapon, every shield system, and Miran ensured that all communications and cyber warfare systems were ready. Every detail mattered. In the upcoming operation, mistakes could cost lives and give the Empire an opportunity to retaliate. The humans launched at dawn, their ships moving quickly through the void. Min-suk led the first wave, striking an Empire fuel depot with pinpoint accuracy. Explosions illuminated the darkness of space, showing the Empire that humans could reach even the most secure installations. Ga coordinated a second strike, targeting a communications hub. Humans moved with incredible efficiency, avoiding detection until the last moment. Miran's hacking systems created false signals, leading Empire defenses away from the actual attacks. The operation was precise, elegant, and devastating. Hyun-Soo's squadron attacked a repair station, disabling repair drones and capturing valuable blueprints. Hae-jin monitored energy flows and shield stability, keeping their ships safe while they maneuvered in tight spaces. Every human pilot moved with skill, reacting instinctively to threats, and using clever tactics that the Empire could not predict. The Empire fleet, spread across multiple sectors, struggled to respond. Their commanders had been trained for conventional battles, not the unpredictable, adaptive strategies of humans. Ships that should have been invincible were caught off guard, attacked from unexpected angles, and forced into retreats. Dong-hyun's weapons proved decisive once more. Modified disruptors and stealth systems allowed humans to penetrate heavily defended areas. With each successful strike, human morale rose, while the Empire grew increasingly frustrated and demoralized. Su Yun coordinated the entire operation, tracking movements and issuing commands with precision. Humans were not only attacking but also learning from every encounter, adapting their strategies as the battle progressed. The Empire's assumptions about human weakness were crumbling. By the end of the day, humans had destroyed multiple Empire installations, severely disrupted supply lines, and captured key data that would aid future operations. Min-Suk and Ga returned to the flagship, greeted by their teammates with quiet pride. Each human had contributed to the mission's success, proving again that cooperation and clever tactics could overcome even the most formidable opponent. Back in the command center, Jun-Ho reviewed the outcomes with the team. Today, we showed them that humans are not only defensive. We can strike hard, strike fast, and disappear before they know what hit them. Their confidence is shaken. Heijin smiled, holding a tablet filled with captured Empire schematics. Every operation teaches us something new. The Empire has power, yes, but humans have adaptability. We can use what we learn to grow stronger each time. Miran added, their communication lines are compromised. Their fleet coordination is weak. They do not know how to handle humans who think differently, act unpredictably, and unite as one. Hyun-Soo stood quietly, staring at the stars outside the command center. They will try again, he said softly. But each time they do, they will learn the same lesson. Humans are not easy to defeat. We will keep striking, keep adapting, and keep winning. The stars above were silent witnesses to humanity's boldness. Across the galaxy, the message spread, humans were no longer a weak race to be conquered. They were clever, brave, and unyielding. The Galaxy Empire had learned that fighting humans was not a simple task. It was a challenge that required respect, strategy, and caution. The human team prepared for the next moves, knowing that every victory was temporary if they did not continue to learn and adapt. But in that moment, there was pride, determination, and the undeniable truth. Humanity had turned the tide. The Galaxy Empire, with all its power and technology, faced an enemy it could not control. And humans, united by creativity and courage, would continue to show the galaxy that they were a force to be reckoned with. The final phase of the conflict was approaching. Humans had proven themselves time and again, striking where the Empire least expected, turning defense into offense, and showing that creativity and adaptability were their greatest weapons. The Galaxy Empire, frustrated and weakened, was preparing for a massive retaliation, but the humans were ready. Hyun-Soo, Heijin, Jun-Ho, Miran, Dong-Hyun, Su-Yun, Min-Suk, and Ga gathered in the command center to plan the decisive operation. Each had a role to play, and the success of the mission depended on perfect coordination. The objective was clear: cripple the Empire's war fleet, destroy critical installations, and force a retreat. Su-Yun stood at the head of the table, maps and holograms glowing around her. "We will strike in multiple directions simultaneously," she explained. Hyun-Soo and Min-Suk will lead the vanguard to attack the fleet directly. Ga and Miran will target communication and control centers. Heijin and Dong-Hyun will ensure our ships have maximum energy and weapon efficiency. Jun-Ho will coordinate the overall fleet movements. Timing is crucial. The humans moved into position, their ships sleek and fast, shields charged, weapons primed. The Empire fleet waited, confident in their strength, unaware of the humans' precise plan. As the humans advanced, Miran deployed a series of cyber attacks, spreading false signals, confusing sensors, and causing enemy ships to misfire or collide. GA's team struck the communication hubs, isolating portions of the fleet and leaving them vulnerable. Hyun-Soo and Min-Suk led their squadrons into the heart of the Empire fleet. They weaved between massive ships, dodging fire while targeting weak points. Dong-Hyun's modified energy disruptors overloaded engines and weapons systems, causing chaos. Heijin adjusted shields in real time, ensuring that human ships remained protected as they moved with lightning speed. The Empire tried to respond, but their large ships could not maneuver quickly enough, and their command structure was disrupted by Miran's hacks. Each attempt to regroup was met with unexpected human tactics, ambushes, and calculated strikes. The humans' small numbers were no longer a disadvantage. Their unpredictability made them a deadly force. Explosions lit up the dark expanse of space as the humans pressed the attack. Strategic installations were destroyed, and critical resources were captured. The Empire fleet, demoralized and heavily damaged, began to retreat, unable to maintain their offensive. The humans had turned the tables completely. Back at the Daejin Command Center, the team watched the Empire's retreat on the main display. There was no cheering, only quiet pride and relief. They knew that this victory was significant, but vigilance was still necessary. The Galaxy Empire had learned the hard way that humans could not be easily defeated. Hyun-Soo looked at his teammates. "We've done what many thought impossible. The Empire has been forced to retreat, but they will come back. We must always be ready, always improving, and always working together." Hae-jin nodded, holding a tablet with the captured data from the Empire ships. "Every victory teaches us something. We now have technology and knowledge that will make us even stronger for the next challenge." Junho added, "They underestimated humans at every step. They thought they could intimidate us, but humans adapted, learned, and overcame. This is just the beginning of humanity's reputation across the galaxy." Miran smiled, watching the Empire's remaining fleet scatter. "They will remember this battle. They will know that humans are not weak, that we are clever and dangerous when united." Soo-yeon, Dong-hyun, Min-suk, and Ga shared quiet nods, understanding the truth of their teamwork. Each person's skills, ideas, and courage had contributed to the victory. Together, they had shown the Galaxy Empire that humans were a force not to be taken lightly. As the sun rose over distant planets, Hyun-Soo and Hae-jin stood on the observation deck, looking at the stars. The galaxy was vast, full of unknown threats and opportunities. But humans had proven that they could survive, fight, and even triumph against the most powerful civilizations. "We've shown them who we are," Hyun-Soo said softly. "Humans are not easy targets." Hae-jin smiled. "And we will continue to prove it. Every challenge makes us stronger, smarter, and more united." The stars above were quiet, watching humanity's rise. Across the galaxy, the tale of the humans who had turned the Galaxy Empire's war into a lesson would spread. Their ingenuity, bravery, and unyielding spirit had carved a place for humanity among the stars. The humans of Daejin returned to their work, rebuilding, improving, and preparing for the future. The Galaxy Empire had learned that war with humans was not a simple task. And humanity, united by courage and creativity, would continue to face whatever challenges the galaxy threw at them. The humans had called the Empire's attack target practice, but in truth it was a demonstration of the unbreakable human spirit, a spirit that would shine brightly among the stars forever. Even after the Galaxy Empire retreated, humanity remained alert. Victory had been achieved, but the war had taught them that threats could appear suddenly and unexpectedly. Hyun-Soo and Hae-jin worked side by side, overseeing the rebuilding of Daejin and strengthening the defenses for the future. The humans expanded their patrols across nearby sectors, exploring abandoned outposts and establishing new colonies. Junho commanded the fleet, organizing routine drills and training sessions to ensure every human pilot was ready for anything. Dong-hyun improved weapons and defenses based on data collected from the Empire, while Miran refined cyber systems to defend against future attacks. Soo-yeon coordinated strategies, ensuring that every operation had a clear plan, but also room for improvisation. She emphasized the human ability to adapt quickly, to change tactics as needed, and to exploit the weaknesses of enemies who relied too heavily on predictable technology. Min-suk led small strike teams into uncharted areas, mapping asteroid belts and testing new maneuvers. Ga worked to strengthen alliances with neutral alien colonies, creating networks that could warn humanity of approaching dangers and provide assistance when necessary. Humans discovered remnants of Empire technology scattered across conquered sectors. He-Jin and Dong-hyun carefully studied these, adapting components to improve human ships. They developed faster engines, stronger shields, and new energy-based weapons that could turn even a small human vessel into a formidable threat. The Galaxy Empire had learned that humans were dangerous, but they had not yet understood the full depth of human ingenuity. Humanity took this knowledge and used it to strengthen their colonies, improve training, and enhance fleet capabilities. Every human, from engineers to pilots, contributed to the effort, understanding that their survival depended on preparation and teamwork. Hyun-soo and Min-suk conducted joint exercises, simulating attacks against hypothetical fleets, using strategies that combined speed, unpredictability, and clever use of terrain. These exercises tested human creativity and the ability to improvise under pressure. Each mission strengthened confidence and coordination among the fleet. Jun-ho emphasized the importance of learning from every encounter. "The Empire may retreat now," he said to his officers, "but we cannot assume peace. Every challenge they send will test us. We must be faster, smarter, and more united than ever." He-Jin added, "Every time we improve, we honor the sacrifices of those who fought before. We cannot afford to be complacent. Our strength lies in knowledge, creativity, and courage." Miran's cyber systems grew stronger, capable of intercepting enemy signals and predicting attacks. This allowed humans to act preemptively, striking before the enemy could react. Soo-yun integrated these capabilities into larger strategies, combining intelligence, fleet maneuvers, and technology into coordinated operations that were difficult to counter. As months passed, human colonies flourished. Trade, communication, and exploration expanded human influence across the outer galaxy. Citizens felt safer knowing that defenders like Hyun-soo, Min-suk, and the rest of the fleet were vigilant and capable. Human ingenuity became the foundation for growth and resilience. One evening, Hyun-soo and He-Jin stood on a new observation deck on a recently built colony. Stars stretched endlessly before them, reminding them of both opportunities and challenges ahead. "We've shown the galaxy what humans can do," Hyun-soo said quietly. "But we must continue to be ready." He-Jin nodded. "Every star could hold a new challenge, and we must meet it with courage and intelligence. That is what makes humanity strong. We are never easy targets." Min-suk and Ga returned from a scouting mission, reporting on unexplored sectors. Their findings suggested both potential resources and possible threats. The human team immediately began planning exploration and defense measures, combining caution with proactive strategy. Dong-hyun unveiled new weapon systems, designed to counter threats far beyond the previous Empire encounters. Small ships could now carry energy disruptors and stealth systems, while larger vessels had stronger shields and more adaptive defenses. Each innovation reflected human creativity, turning limitations into advantages. Soo-yun, analyzing all available data, emphasized adaptability as the core human strength. "We may never have the largest fleet or the most advanced technology," she said, "but we have creativity, ingenuity, and the will to survive. That is more powerful than any weapon." The Galaxy Empire continued to observe humans from a distance, noting each development and adaptation. The humans' unpredictability and ability to innovate had made them a formidable force. Stories of human victories spread among nearby alien colonies, earning respect and caution from potential adversaries. The humans of Daejin and nearby colonies knew that peace might be temporary, but they had built a system capable of defending, learning, and improving with every encounter. Each citizen, soldier, and strategist understood their role in a larger effort to protect humanity and expand influence across the stars. Hyun-soo looked up at the stars once more, reflecting on the journey. "We started as underdogs," he said. "The Empire thought we were easy to defeat. Now they know better. And we will continue to grow stronger, together." He-Jin smiled, her gaze fixed on the distant constellations. Humans will continue to thrive, explore, and defend what we've built. We are resilient, clever, and brave. That is our gift to the galaxy. The stars above witnessed humanity's rise, a civilization that had turned adversity into opportunity and weakness into strength. The Galaxy Empire had learned a lesson it would not forget. Humans were not just survivors, they were innovators, fighters, and a force that would continue to shine brightly among the stars for generations to come.